using a digital lux level meter. This is a delicate piece of equipment. It measures the amount of light in terms of lux. Right now it's got a cover on. The sensor's right in here. You have to remove the cover, and I'll do that in just a moment and have it off. But notice there's a little spot to get your fingernail in and pull it off. I've got the cover off, and this is the sensor. Try not to touch it. It's very sensitive. The device is not turned on yet. Turned it on with this, the on button. And you'll notice it's reading the amount of light in the room. Okay, so that's 763 lux. If I bring it under light, it just says 1. That's because it's too bright. It's gone times, it's 1 times right here. If you see, it says 2,000. So it's over 2,000 lux. It's not a problem though, because right over here on the side, we have this range button. And every time I hit the range button, it'll change. You can see how it says 2,000. I click it once, and now it says this number times 10, which is, instead of 2,000, it's 20,000. So it's 262 lux times 10, which is 2,620. If I click it again, I have to add 2 zeros here, so it would be 2,600. Okay, for our uses on the first part of the experiment, we just needed to have it at regular lux like that. Okay, and I'll be right back with you as I get ready for the lab. For the lab, you're going to need colored pieces of paper, and it's really helpful if you have them in order, red, pink, the order that's on your data table. And you're just going to use those, but I'll be right with you in a moment. Before we get started on the experiment, I just have to point out this button on the right. So the one on the left is the range. To start it out, we just want it to be at 2,000 here. And so we're maxing out on the light right now. So it's at 2,000 lux. But here's what I want to point out. If I hit this button, it's the max min hold button. I'll call it the MMH button, probably on the notes. If I click it, I rotate through max min hold. There's max, there's min, that's just the normal reading. It's just reading as we go along. And then here's the hold where it'll stop reading. Okay, so what I'm going to say is we really want this on the max button. But if I have it on the max and leave it open like that, it's reading. What we're really looking for is the reflection off of whatever piece of paper. And here I have tin foil. So what we're going to need to do is cover up the sensor with the palm of your left hand as you scroll through the max, min, hold thing. So if I'm on max, I'm going to click 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, I'm sorry. Stop at 4. So I'll try it again here. So this would be my reading for my previous time. Now I'm going to cover up, and I can't do it because I'm just one person here, but I'm going to put this down, and we're going to start without the light. We're going to start without the light, and I'm going to turn it down like this. And I would just, if I were you, put my hands there, but I can't film it because it's just me. Just put your hand underneath it to cover up any light that's getting in there. And then you're going to slide it into this burette clamp. So it would look like this, where you bring it and you'd have your other hand covering it up. Okay, and you just leave it there for a count of 5. 1,001, 1,002, 1,003, 1,004, 1,005. You'd cover it up again. Maybe I can show you the process. Scrapers. You'd cover it up like this. So like this. Don't touch the the sensor and then flip it over. And I had 765, which is a pretty big number. So I would write down 765 for aluminum, okay? And then I'm gonna cover it up again, and I'll scroll through on the maximum hold button 4 times. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4 while I'm covering it up. So it says max, and I've got my hand over it. So I'm gonna switch my surface paper. After the aluminum, we start with the red. We're just doing RGB basically. And I keep my hand over it as much as I can. And I slide it like that and count 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. Cover it up again. Flip it over, and I read 76. Okay, so for red, I put down 76 lux. And I'd keep doing that process. Once again, I go to the max min part. I've got my hand covering the sensor, and I click 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's at 0 again. I'll switch the colors. This time I'm going to pink. Okay, and I slide this into here, still covering it up. And let it there for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cover it up again. Flip it over, and I have 0, which doesn't seem right. It's at 0 because I'm not at the max. So I want to go to max again, make sure I'm at max, put it down like this. I must have hit a button when I flipped it over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cover it up again, and it reads 66. Okay, so I'd report 66 lux. That's for the first part. For the second part, you're just gonna turn the lamp on. So the lamp looks like this when it's on. And the problem with the lamp when it's on is it's just too strong for the first range. It's reading 1. So what we're gonna do is click the range button, and now it says right here, instead of 2,000, it says 20,000. So whatever it reads at this 206, it's telling me to multiply that number by 10. So it'd be 2060. So the process is going to be the same for the second part. You're just going to do that under the bright light at this range. Thanks and good luck.